Before the new Charlie's Angels reboot was launched, its director and writer, Elizabeth Banks, said, "If Charlie's Angels bombs, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies." Well, the film's out now. Let's see how the film went. It looks like men don't want to see women in movies. According to Elizabeth Banks, the stereotype is true, according to her. Number 4. It is number 4 in its opening weekend. So 4th for Charlie's Angels, $2.19 million on Sunday, for a total of $8.6 million for its opening weekend. Ford versus Ferrari took off the number 1 spot there, got a total of $31,037,000. Playing with Fire took in the number 2 spot, and Midway took out the number 3 spot. So again, Charlie's Angels, absolutely terrible opening weekend, not even coming in second. Okay, came in 4th. If you look down the list down here to number 11, that's where Terminator Dark Fate is sitting at right now with only $56.8 million in its total North American box office. And Joker is sitting on number 8 right now. It's still getting a little bit over $1 million on the weekend. Total of $322 million in US domestic market. And it's either just past the $1 billion mark globally, or it's just about to go over $1 billion. Now, if we look at the box office on Friday, Charlie's Angels did manage to come in at number 2 there, but that includes advanced screenings from both Thursday and Wednesday. So this $3.165 million, that's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all bundled together into Friday's numbers. So it's sort of artificially inflated there to be the number 2 film, but as we just saw, it's actually the number 4 film over the actual weekend. So again, terrible opening weekend, coming in at 4th for a new movie. So where did everything go wrong with Charlie's Angels? Here is the best review I think I've ever read. This is the best review for Charlie's Angels on Rotten Tomatoes. This is by an audience member. At first I thought it was a backhanded compliment, but I don't even know what to make of it. So it's a 5-star review. So that's why I don't think this person's being sarcastic, because it's a good review. So 5 out of 5 stars. Went to see this as a fluke, but loved every minute of it. I'm a gay man and was totally turned on by Kristen Stewart. Looking forward to seeing the sequel. Really entertaining. I wasn't sure which one was Kristen Stewart. I had a sneaky suspicion it was the one that looked like a twink. So I did image search, and yeah, this is Kristen Stewart right here. This is the Charlie's Angels that the gay guy was turned on by. I think maybe that's just a little bit of the story as to where this has gone wrong. Here is the official poster for the international release for Charlie's Angels. This is how they're trying to sell this film. And this is how the original reboot of Charlie's Angels from 2000-2003 actually did their posters. There's a striking difference between one of the films, the one that actually did well, which has put 3 very attractive females in the lead role, and the new film has went out of its way to make sure that no one is attractive. Now, I'm not saying that these 3 women aren't attractive in real life, but they're certainly not portrayed in an attractive manner in the posters for the film and in the trailers for the film. I didn't see the film, but it does look like you're not allowed to have hot women in Hollywood anymore. If you take a little look at this chart here, we've got the US domestic box office for the Charlie's Angels film from 2000, the Charlie's Angels Full Throttle film from 2003, and the new Charlie's Angels film in yellow. So we can see very, very clearly that the new one, and these are not adjusted for inflation, so the blue line will basically double where it is with inflation. Without inflation, the new Charlie's Angels film is getting absolutely smashed by the previous Charlie's Angels films. So whatever's changed here, and I know I didn't like what I thought the film would be. I haven't seen it, so I can't say what it's like. It did have a little bit of competition. I had the choice of seeing Charlie's Angels or seeing Ford versus Ferrari, and I saw Ford versus Ferrari, and it's a really good film. You should check it out. But Charlie's Angels versus the previous Charlie's Angels, absolute box office catastrophe. We can also take a look at how Charlie's Angels is doing against the other large loss-making films this year. What is the biggest flop of 2019? Well, we've got the purple line there for Charlie's Angels, way, way, way behind everything else. Okay, Terminator Dark Fate is struggling against Dark Phoenix. Terminator Dark Fate is an R-rated movie. It does get a little bit more money on the weekend and less money during the week, so it's got a slightly different shape to the way it's moving. Dark Phoenix is the biggest flop of 2019. It's lost something like $120 or $130 million. Charlie's Angels' budget is somewhere around the $50 to $55 million mark. So Charlie's Angels can't actually lose more money than Dark Phoenix lost. There isn't enough cost in Charlie's Angels to actually be the biggest failure. It is struggling in the box office compared to all these films, without a doubt, but it does have a lower production budget. So it is not going to be the biggest loss maker. Now, maybe you'd call a flop how good a film does compare to where it should be. And again, when we compare Charlie's Angels to where the previous Charlie's Angels films were, yeah, it's a massive flop. But Dark Phoenix is going to go on to have the largest loss of the year. Terminator Dark Fate looks like it'll be the second largest loss of the year. At the top here, we've got Alita Battle Angel. It did lose a little bit of money, but it's doing a lot better than all of the other films here on this list. Going forward, there's not really any more good news for Charlie's Angels because Frozen 2 is coming out this week. So Frozen 2 will presumably demolish everything at the box office and probably has the same type of people that would see that are actually seeing Charlie's Angels. So we'll keep a look on how bad things do in fact go for Charlie's Angels. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.